Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. I am Count Christo and this is Luxembourg's Lux Invicta. So we've just finished polishing off the United States, now even more united in that they're united with Canada and Luxembourg, and we're just preparing a whole bunch of wars with lots of these Central American powers, while simultaneously hoping soon, when we have enough convoys, oh good lord, we're down 1,000 convoys. Why? Oh, it's probably because they're shipping all of the resources of America back to England. Is that it? Yeah. Look at that. Virginia to Vlaanderen, about halfway down, 191 convoys. So unfortunately, all of the supply, all of the resources, which is a resource map right there, it is. All of these resources are being shipped back to England. Sorry, back to Luxembourg. That's unpleasant. So yeah, we need more convoys, ASAP. So let's get more convoys going, because we can't do anything without convoys. Can't ever end this war without convoys. So abandon all other projects. All that matters right now is naval dockyards. Naval dockyards, 4 days, everywhere we can build them. So let's focus on, not in Central Australia, we don't get those. Yep, they'll do. And there, and there, and there, and there. Good. And let's put those as top priority building. Okay, when we get the next level of industrial tech, that'll help out as well. Space Industry 5 would be good. So let's let the time go. We're is that number going to decrease? Oh good, we've managed to reserve some convoys for this plan down here. Problem is we won't be able to send any reinforcements if we have no convoys. Maybe we can take New Zealand with 5 troops. They've got 30, so probably not. On balance. Where are our ships at? Why aren't they down here? I gave you an order, sir. I keep thinking privateer when I mean convoy raiding. I play EU4 a lot more than this game, so... Okay, time isn't really ticking by as fast as I would like. Not too bad, though. Okay, so these guys are all going to redeploy down here. Good. 70's probably too many. To fight Mexico, we might have some supply issues. There's quite a lot of supply. Let's let them arrive and see what the supply looks like. The issue will be all these mountains. There's not much supply down here. Infrastructure's quite low in some of these states. Yeah, 3, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Whereas on the other side we got 9. 4 is still pretty bad. It's mountainous, but it's pretty good. Indeed, at least through war, there will be an end to this conflict. Ooh, a war. I mean, a naval combat. Oh, it's just against some convoys. That's fine. Okay. So, let's activate this plan and see if we can take on New Zealand with 5 troops. I'm not very confident, but we might as well give it a go. We've got millions of lives to throw away now. Oh, good lord. This is not going to go well. They appear to have a troop on every naval province. Oh dear. Alright. Maybe they won't have anyone here. We could land here and then build our own port. But it's level 2 coastal forts. Oh my goodness, have they built a coastal fort on every province? What? Is that in their focus tree, maybe? Oh, it won't tell me what they've done before because they expand Devonport naval base. No, coastal defence. That's probably it. They have level 2 naval bases on level 2 protection on every single naval province. That's going to make them a pain to take over. Maybe we could paradrop them? Do I even have any paratroopers anymore? I don't know if I do. Doesn't look like it. I'm just going to let these guys attack just to see what their divisions are like, but I'm probably almost immediately going to call it off, because we're not going to be able to push into naval defences without some serious defences. They have got people on every single coastal province. There goes all those fabrications. Yeah, that's not going to go well at all. Okay, all of you guys, call it off. Come back here. Oh no, they're going to do the silly bug where they're stuck in the ocean because they haven't got any convoys to transport, despite the fact that they're already on convoys. That is a funny one, I have to admit. Okay, well, Luxembourg is going to be a pain to take out. They've got level 4 in their port islands. This is going to be tricky. Okay, well, do they have air superiority here? No, they don't. So we have some transport planes. Let's get them down here, as well as just a couple of fighters to get us some air superiority. Can I even reach there? I don't know if I can. Well, hopefully we'll be able to use those convoys. Oh no, the enemy does have fighters over here, so we can't paradrop. That's a pain. It's going to look like it's going to have to be a real slog to attack these guys. Alright, what have we got in terms of... Okay, there's some planes here. That looks like it's going to be it. Ooh, planes here. Is that it in terms of planes? Oh, there's some up here. There could be good, because they can only attack from one direction. Let's see if... I want to edit this naval invasion. Let's see if we could do it by attacking in here. There we go. So if they all assign to that. If I activate it now, will they just kind of redirect up there, do you think? No, unfortunately they have to be in the start position before they can activate the plan. It's so dumb that you can't move them because I don't have enough transports even though they're at sea. Hopefully they'll fix that in Sunflower Patch. Oh right, yes, of course, we've got all these justifications. Glorious. I don't need to take out South Africa, do I? Just going to check. No, just New Zealand. Okay. So, Mexico. I'm going to declare war on Mexico, and I fully expect them to join the Allies almost immediately. That is not how I want these guys to be laid out. I'll give them a couple of days just to get a bit more organised. Doesn't look like the Mexicans have much of a defence. No, 6 guys. Okay, forget the organisation. Just declare. So obviously they're going to join the Allies. Since recognising that they have so little defence, I'm going to significantly reduce the amount of divisions I'm going to use. And yes, they've been merged to join the Allies, no problem. Activate this plan. And just going to declare war on all these guys. They all have, 1 division. I'm not overly worried. San Salvador will have slightly more. 4. Still not worried. Just going to declare war on all these guys down here. There we go. Very nice. And you. And you. There's going to be a little bit of a glitch while it just... only 6 even in Colombia. There'll be a little bit of a slowdown while it merges all these wars. There we go. Is that all of them? Yeah, looks like it. There we go. Okay, so we should be at war with everyone in this area. Right, great. This is the latest addition to our glorious Luxembourgian Empire. Let's have at it. So I can just extend this front line to now. The idea is just push to Colombia. And just that should just mean they go all the way through with no trouble. And we shouldn't have too many supply issues now that I've halved the amount of people on the front. More steel, please. Germany. Oh, we're going into surplus suddenly. Why is that? Don't know. So I'm surprised how few factories we got out of the US. I guess we're on gentle, so we're only getting what? Yeah, 40% of the local factories. How are we doing on resistance? It is building up, mostly because our stupid military police are all stuck up here, which is very irritating. But not much we can do about it, unfortunately, until we get some convoys going. I guess what I'll do is all those spare guys, since they're not going anywhere anyway, I'll put them on military policing duties for the time being as well. I don't want to merge them with the military police so I can get them out again easily once this is no longer what I want to be using these troops for. But just for now, I will assign them to military police duties. Because we would really like to be able to set the US to a more harsh law so that we could get more factories out of them. That would be great. I don't know why it sometimes does that. It keeps the hatching on for a while after you finish deploying. Okay, recon companies, great. I think it's time for the next. Yes, it is. Let's get the hard attack up. Infantry technology is always useful. Good. Some divisions from Nationalist Spain, always nice. let's request planes as well as convoys from Germany. Maybe they'll be more willing to give us those, because they'd be useful if we need to try and establish one convoy. Hurrah! Maybe they'd be more willing to do that, because if we could use those planes to establish air dominance over here, that'd be useful. How about you, Japan? Got any planes for your loyal ally? No. I think they know we're going to backstab them. That's my theory. They don't, of course. The AI doesn't know things like that. Fortunately enough. Okay, all pressing in. I think we can leave that to its own devices for now. Yeah, we've got a real problem with our convoy situation. We are producing quite a few per week, though. What is our production of convoys per week exactly? Is that per day? 1.8 per day. That's pretty good. I probably shouldn't have researched excavation. That's going to make our supply situation even worse. Construction speed, always useful. And of course, we're going to go with retention. Once we finish that, these two, we're going to be able to switch production, what we're producing, with 0 cost in terms of production efficiency, which is a very, very useful thing to have at your disposal. It means you can just switch back and forth as much as you like. So we've already finished producing all those I assigned. Let's build some in Mexico as well. Bump them to the top of the list. Anywhere else? I think we've assigned them everywhere now. Looks like it. Okay, cool. Once you finish doing those, I guess, civilian factories again? Get our production up? No, let's get some more military factories. Okay, so these weird little outlying states here. Might as well put some military factories there. I'm just going to bump those all up and then rebump the naval production. Great. Of course, not cancelling that fort. We've definitely got a level 10 fort in Luxembourg as our last-ditch defence against the Germans. What I'd really like to do against the Germans is blitz to this river. You know how much I like this river if you've watched previous campaigns. It's brilliant for defending. Okay, pretty much unopposed still. They're not being as aggressive as I'd like them to be. They really should just be going on and on and on. In and in. How many casualties in Mexico taking this defence? Very few, I guess because there's so few of them. There's not actually enough of them to really take many casualties. Great, so these guys have already taken all that area. Let's assign them back up here. I guess I should assign our military police to occupy this area as well. And there we go. Oops, I misclicked there. Garrison, this area, thank you very much. What's this called? Baja, California. Cool. I think there's a name for this peninsula, though. Anyway. So there's actually quite a few factories in some of these areas, especially these small ones. There's more than you'd think. So San Salvador, for example, has got 5-5 because they will all have completed all of these focuses, which gives them all these extra factories. So there's quite a few factories down here, and actually the infrastructure is great in these small ones because they've completed the infrastructure focuses. So it's not worthless, the land that we're taking down here. It might seem like it's, just titchy little country, it's not going to give you anything, but it does actually. So it's good to have. We're really not doing so great on convoys. There's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Capitulating people, piecing people out will help with that because we can seize all their equipment. And maybe once we piece out the US, they'll have a heap of convoys for us. Have these 5 managed to transport themselves back yet? No, they're just going to sit there. It's an irritating bug, but it is quite amusing. Maybe I should research Marines just for the takeover of New Zealand. Could be useful. Yeah, I'll do that next time I don't have anything left to research. I guess someone lend-leased them stuff, because with 8 factories they shouldn't have been able to produce 38 to 33 divisions really. Venezuela joined the Axis. Interesting. That's irritating. We're not going to be able to take over South America as wholly as I'd like to. Oh well, Venezuela can fall in the final push against the Axis. Forward observers, great. More organisation, right? No, just more reconnaissance. This one's great. Loads more organisation for tanks and infantry, and recovery rate for infantry is great. Modify government. Civilian factory, infrastructure, refinery. Yeah, sounds good. Why not? Is tech sharing still what we want to be doing? I think we pretty much caught up with our allies. We're not really getting any bonuses for stuff anymore. Let's just check if that's true. Yeah, pretty much. Nothing we're researching at the moment. We're getting any bonuses. And obviously we don't want to give any bonuses to the Axis. So let's switch off technology sharing. The British Empire precious nationalist Spain. The British Empire, for the record, is where exactly? Do they even exist? Yes, here they are. That's the British Empire, and they're pressuring nationalist Spain. Funny thing is, they still have 1,000 fighters down there. Does that mean they're likely to join the fascists soon? No, they got democratic influence, because they were influenced by, let's just check, fascist British Empire. Interesting, interesting. Whatever you say, game. Whatever you say. So we're obviously not going to call the Germans and the Venezuelans into this war, because we want all the credit, so we get all this land, all for ourselves. Hopefully Germany hasn't been bombing the Americans in their war, and therefore getting loads of war participation, which would be total horse hockey if they had been. Let's just check. They have only a tiny, tiny bit, so that's fine. What's the third war? Oh, of course, the German-Greek War, right. What happened to the Chinese-Japanese War? Or did that merge? Did the Japanese join the Allies? No. So where is that? They're not in this war. American-Luxembourgian War? No. They must be in the German-Greek War. Oh yes, of course, because Greece joined the Chinese National Front. Oh, they are pushing in. Well done. With not very many divisions either. They're not winning now, though. This is where the Greeks really want to hold. Hills, mountains, and river crossing are the three provinces that they want to hold. The problem is this one can be attacked from two directions. So these hills need to be forted up a bit. That's obviously in this scenario where they've taken over Albania. Otherwise they have to hold here, which is harder. Because they've got mountains, mountains, hills, hills. No river crossings. Great. Dispersed industry. That's very, very useful. It is indeed 43, so let's get advanced artillery. I am going to get marines at some point, just not while there's other really useful, imminently useful stuff. Although I guess marines will be pretty imminently useful. I'm very impressed with the Chinese in this campaign, but I mean they're fighting all of that isn't us, and that's pretty impressive of them. Allies, of course, are doing less impressively. Maybe I should micro this a bit more to make it go faster. But the thing is, I'm not in a hurry because, you know, if we win this, all that happens is we have to wait for convoys. So, I'm not really in a hurry. They had like 6 divisions. How are they up to 51? Wow! How is that possible? Am I just nuts? Did I just completely misread their troop counts? I feel like I must have done. Huh. Right, next technology, night attack, very useful. I'm going to go back and look at the video afterwards. I swear they had like 6 divisions. Well, this is a front that deserves attention then. Halt the attack. Let's have everyone gather up and get some planning bonuses. 51 divisions. How on earth did that happen? Is it just all volunteers or something? Guatemala sent them expeditionary forces. Does Guatemala have a silly number of troops? See, it says they have 1. Is that 1 counting the ones they sent to Mexico? Maybe these aren't actually Mexican. They're just the combined forces of all of these guys that have been sent to Mexico. No, it's Colombia. Hey, see, Colombia said they had 6 troops as well. Now they've got 26. What's going on? I guess what happened was they had a load of troops ready in training and loads of equipment, but they couldn't raise their manpower laws, so the moment I declared war on them, they all bumped up their manpower laws and deployed heaps of troops. Which should mean these guys are green. Let's have a look. Yeah, experience minus 25. They're all green. So, probably... Stop it. Probably all of these guys are all just been rush deployed by the Mexicans in a desperate attempt to hold me off. There's attrition here because of the mountains, unfortunately, not supply. It's a good thing that it's not because of supply. Supply is the bane of any successful campaign. Low supply, obviously, is the bane of any successful campaign. Supply itself is quite handy, obviously. Right, well, these guys in position. Let's halt them, just so they plan shorter moves. Oh, I'm not happy about this convoy situation. Although we have produced, you know, 200 in this episode. There's the flexible line. Great. So yeah, watch this. We can just take any piece of infantry equipment. So we're producing that, 100% efficiency. Now motorized, 100% efficiency. It's beautiful. It makes it so, well, flexible, surprisingly enough. Okay, what do we want next? Probably nukes. Yeah, good. Did I ever switch off tech sharing? No, I didn't. Okay, hey, 50% research for Marines. Perfect, let's do that. Okay, everyone's in position, pretty much. Let's resume this assault. Not the best. Pushing in at the sides, okay. And here. Looks like I'm going to have to command this personally. Okay, they're all going in there. It's foolish. Some of them should stay behind. Let's halt these attacks that aren't going well. I feel like... I think I've already said this, but if the AI is doing an attack and they're not winning, they should just stop. I mean, what's the point? I mean, there should be some setting somewhere, just like, you know, don't attack if you're losing. Why ever launch an attack that you're going to lose? There's just no point. So if we could push in here, and push straight down here to Guadalajara, I think, and pocket all of these guys, that would be great. So that's the idea for now. We're going to see if we can push a pocket through. Should be great. Got to make a pocket or two in this life. Good, still coming down here in the east. That's very useful. Oh, they've left this province empty. That is very foolish of them. We will take full advantage of that mistake. Greece has capitulated. So they've got 39 divisions here, with loads of anti-armor and support artillery and all kinds of stuff. Very odd that they suddenly managed to train up all of those guys. I'm quite surprised. Not pleased. Not pleased, surprised, but surprised. Impressed, shall we say. They appear to have left this province a little bit undefended, so I will gladly take that off their hands. It's very tricky pushing into mountains. You'd want to use mountaineers, but I stand by my guns. Specialising into mountaineers is just too much effort. It takes too much micro, making sure you have the right troops on the right front. I'd much rather have these very effective generalist-type troops. The British Parliament debates intervention in Scandinavia. I remind you again, Britain is a small nation operating out of some islands in the West Pacific, and nothing more. And they're debating intervening into Scandinavia. Who's in charge of Scandinavia right now, anyway? Us! They're debating intervening against us, and Finland and Sweden, who are both independent. That's nonsense. Right, military factories. We need more artillery. Oops. Artillery, please. There we go. Okay, so one thing we could do now is just switch all of this onto producing artillery. In fact, yeah, mechanised. We're not really using them. Let's make some artillery, and I can switch them back at any moment at no cost. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Ooh, they've pushed us back in South Africa. Let's fall back to the fallback line. It is what it's for, after all. Since we don't need to push against them, I'm just not going to. Still, New Zealand's the only major faction member, so if we can knock out New Zealand, all of this fighting here becomes redundant. That makes me kind of want to stop all this fighting over here, but I feel like some of these, like Mexico and Colombia especially, could become majors in the fullness of time. Certainly not going to be able to push against 13. Let's push in here and see if we can hold them. No, not what I wanted. There we go. Hold them there. Keep holding them there for as long as possible. This holds them just a little bit. I think this halves their speed if you attack them every single day. It should slow them down, because you can attack once per day, and it holds them for 1 hour each time. Nope, they managed to redeploy it anyway. Darn it. Darn. Okay, well, what we're going to have to do is redeploy these guys that we had previously on military policing. Let's redeploy half of them, and let's make it the good half down to this front. There we go. Okay, but that'll have to wait for next time. We'll hopefully next time we'll polish off central Central America, we didn't advance as much as I would have liked. These mountains and the fact that they had all these people on standby has been a problem, but not one that was insurmountable, I'm sure. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.